Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come and run my mouth and talk about the Real Housewives of Miami reunion. Listen, I used to go up for Larsa. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really have an issue with Larsa. Um, it's just that I do realize that Larsa is a little delulu. Girl, she's a little delulu. She's a lot of girl. Delusional. She lives in a world of her own. She is clearly someone who does not operate in reality. Um, I was looking at Larsa this, even the first part of the reunion, I feel like Larsa was doing a lot. You're like somebody said in the comment section, I don't know if somebody told Larsa she was gonna get fired, and it's like I don't even think that anyone told Larsa that her job. You know how like Real Housewives of Potomac, like some of us kind of thought that someone told Robin she had to step it up for season 8 because Robin had never really the stuff she was doing this season. She had never done 6 seasons prior. So it was like somebody must have told Robin her job was on the line if she didn't step it up, right? So that's how it felt for the reunion. But it's like Larsa did. I just think Larsa. I don't know. I don't think that was right. I don't think that was Larsa's case that her job was threatened. Um, Larsa has been doing a lot, and Larsa, Larsa. Let's just get into the reunion. Alexia and Larsa both need to be knocked down a couple of pegs. They do. Like I said online yesterday, Larsa is the type of person that you would have to really like low key go, like you would have to like go to the gutter with Larsa, cause Miss Thing has a mouth on her. Not like it ain't like no mouth like some of the other girls on Potomac and Atlanta got, but it's enough mouth for me where I feel like okay, girl, I see what you're trying to do. So, girl, I'm gonna have to meet you where you at, and probably even go a little bit lower than where you at because somebody needs to get Larsa together. Alexia is a mess. That's what I started as my first thing. Alexia is a mess. She basically tells Lisa, if you believed you were a star, you wouldn't have let Lenny do the things that he did to you. Alexia, you sat over there. Let me say something. It's a difference between Ashley Darby and Michael Darby and Alexia and that man Herman. As far as I'm concerned, Ashley knows. And in my head, this is what I've told myself. Ashley knows that Michael is bisexual. It's not a secret. You can't shock Ashley with the your husband is gay or your husband is bisexual because Ashley knows what Michael does. Michael sleeps with men and with women, allegedly, and that's what I think. Okay, um, but Alexia, on the other hand, girl, you were over there, girl, making sure that you had somewhere to wash your tail and your kids had somewhere to stay. You literally stayed in a relationship with a man and you knew he was gay at the end of the day. Not even bi, just bona fide gay. Right? Would a star really put herself in that type of situation or stay in a situation? Alexia has told us stories where she remember she told us a story about some friends coming over and they were in the backyard and something about her thinking that Herman and I guess one of the wives' husband was messing around. Like I just think Alexia has a lot of Alexia has a lot of nerve. A lot of nerve. A lot. Alexia apologizes to Julia and to Gertie. Nicole says the only reason why she thinks that Alexia apologizes because she was in fear of being canceled because she offended a group of people and just not like one person, you know? Um, girl, I'm not gonna lie. This is when I started hollering. Alexia goes to, so they go on a break, a lunch break. Alexia goes and speaks to Julia. Julia and I did not. So Julia and Adriana were sharing a dressing room. I didn't know. I didn't see. Sometimes they have the signs up that says the people that are in the dressing rooms. I didn't see it. Maybe they showed the sign and I just didn't see it. But I didn't know that Julia and Adriana were in a dressing room together. So when Alexia went in and was talking to Alexia and was when Alexia went in and was talking to Julia, after they went on break, I guess she just wanted her to know that she really was apologetic, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Sometimes I don't know what Julia be saying. I don't. There's no tea, no shade. I guess I could put closed caption on my TV, but I don't be knowing what Julia be saying half of the time. Girl, y'all how many times I have to rewind when Julia talking because I don't know what be coming out of her mouth. So I don't really know how I don't know. I think Julia mentioned Adriana, but I don't know why she mentioned Adriana. You see what I'm saying? Like I know it couldn't have been nothing. I know it probably wasn't anything malicious because Adriana is her homegirl, and come to find out Adriana was 10 feet away. Girl. So I'm sitting here watching, right? And they flashed to Adriana's face. I thought they were just showing Adriana probably in the next dressing room, right? Getting her makeup touched up, right? Girl, then they showed her face again. And I'm thinking, oh, Adriana about to come over there because she could probably hear them talking about her. Girl, Adriana was sitting 10 feet away. Girl, Adriana was sitting 10 feet away. I said, girl. So Alexia, this is my thing. I don't blame Adriana for saying something like, one, you're not gonna talk about me like I'm literally in the room. Girl, like I am probably 9 feet, if that, away from y'all. And y'all mentioning my name and talking about me. And it's not even necessarily like y'all talking about me, but girl, I know where you're coming from. It's not the same place where my friend is coming from. So I'm gonna get on you because I know where we at right now. You see what I'm saying? She says that basically, I think it's, girl, it'd be hard for me to understand. It'd be kind of hard for me to understand some of the girls be saying. I ain't gonna lie, girl. I think Alexia started telling Adriana that she mentions Herman, and I guess Adriana mentioning on TV that pretty much Herman was getting plunged or either, I don't know, girl, getting clapped. And girl, he died. How did he die? On top of me. Like, I think because he died while he was, that was a rumor, right? That he died having sex with a man or something. So I don't know, child. So they start going back and forth about that. She says, you're jealous of me. She also starts to cry. I'm not going to lie, I hollered. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna go get me some coffee. I hollered when she was like, when Alexia started crying, because y'all try to do so and so, and I'm not a mean girl. Alexia, you low key in real life, you Larsa and even low key Marisol, and y'all not going for Marisol. Y'all low key are the mean girls of the group. We're gonna have to just call a thing a thing. Adriana basically told her F your tears. Yes, I know that's right. Kiki comes out. Kiki looks wonderful. I wouldn't care if Kiki came back next season. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't think she really brings anything to the show for me to just feel like she needs to come back. I don't really care. But Kiki looks wonderful. And another thing, girl, I mentioned this last week. Girl, the girls can drink on Miami. Andy not gonna let the girl. That's why, cause y'all be cutting up. Cause the girls on Potomac and Atlanta. Can you imagine? Well, he let Kim come onto the set. Let me shut up, child. I ain't finna go there, child. Y'all already know. Some of y'all already know what I'm already thinking in my head, but I'm gonna let it go. I guess when you got people like PJ's mama and girl, Muhammad Ali. Girl, down to Potomac, girl, they probably said, girl, y'all already do enough. So we definitely can't have y'all at the reunion, girl, taking shots of tequila. Absolutely not. Um, Martina and Julia, they talked about Martina and Julia. I thought it was also sweet when Julia was in the water, and uh, you know, Martina hopped in and she was kind of hiding underneath the what is it called? I thought that was sweet. Um, they start talking about sex because Gertie says that I think they upped it to like 4 times a week, something like that. Girl, 3 times, girl, 3 times a week for sex is not a lot, but it's a lot. But it's not a lot, but it's a lot. Like, girl, 3 times a week for sex is, I don't know, because I really don't have sex. I mean, I started back having sex, um, but I don't really have sex like that. So it's not because I can't. You know what I'm saying? But 3 times a week does sound like a lot, but I guess it doesn't either. I don't know, child. But most of the people, even Andy was like 3 times a week. That's a lot. I think it may be a lot, especially when you consider in like people who have families. Like if you just probably single. I mean, not single, but if you probably just like don't have kids, you're right. But like when you have kids and people are working, like it does, like that. It's kind of like I'm tired. I just want to go to sleep. So 3 times a week can sound like a lot. Larsa, you know who I think is the biggest liar on stage? Larsa Pippen. Girl, did y'all see Larsa's face when they did that flashback? I think season 1 when they were on Watch What Happens Live. Baby, Larsa don't even look the same. Now Larsa has gained some weight, but it's like good weight, just like grown woman weight, grown man. We get older, we get a little, but it's a good weight. Larsa don't look bad, but Larsa has gained some weight, so her face is fuller. But even with that being said, Larsa, when I said Larsa, girl, that do not look like Larsa Pippen. I said, girl, who was that? Who was that lady? Larsa looks completely different. Larsa, you be lying. Larsa, you're not gonna get me. You're not gonna sit here and lie in my face and say that you and Scotty was smashing 4 times a week. Now she didn't say Scotty. It was Scotty. She said she was having sex 4 times a night. She never said if it was just Scotty. I don't know. I'm not trying to call nobody no hoe, but she said I'm just gonna assume she meant Scotty. She said her and Scotty pretty much have sex 4 times a night every night for 23 years. I do not believe Larsa. This is the same person who really is trying to get us to believe that girl, her ass went from this to this just because she did a few squats. I know some of the people are going to be like, well, yeah, your booty can grow if you do some squats. Okay, yeah, that might be the truth for some people. But Larsa doesn't sit on the table. Or she went to somebody's basement. Whatever she did, that ain't homegrown. So Larsa, you lying about your butt as far as I'm concerned. It's like you just, I don't know, girl. Larsa just be lying. I don't like that. Girl, like, you lie about stuff like, you lie about, like Lisa, for example. Lisa lying too, but it's almost like Larsa lies and it's an insult to my intelligence, right? Lisa line is like her line when she says, I really didn't know. I was blindsided. Like Lisa, you really wasn't blindsided, girl. You was probably living in La La Land and didn't want to accept reality. You see what I'm saying? That girl, your marriage has been over because the truth of the matter is, I just tuned into Miami season 4, and for those who watched my reviews last season, y'all could tell the people that girl, I've been saying, girl, what's going on with Lisa and Lenny? Because Lenny look like he ain't nowhere. Baby, Lenny is clocked out. So I'm trying to understand how I could spot it, other people could spot it, but girl, you live in the experience and you couldn't spot it. You spotted it. You just chose to turn your head. So I just feel like there's a difference between Lisa kind of lying in a way, right? Versus like what Larsa does. Like Larsa just be lying. Yeah. um I was with Larsa on this though. This is what it comes down to. The whole Larsa and Marcus Jordan. A lot of us are confused or were confused because we had already made up in our mind the dynamics of their relationship. We had already thought or made up in our mind that Juanita and Larsa were best friends and hung out from time to time like, basketball wives do. We made up in our mind that Michael and Scotty were best friends and that they got together sometimes in the off season and probably went over to each other's houses. The kids probably played together. Larsa and Juanita went shopping sometimes because of the relationship that Michael and Scotty had as teammates. But from what Larsa said, and I do believe Larsa, even though the hell would be lying, Larsa says that she never even hung out with Juanita. She ain't never been around their family. So I think because we've already made up in our head that this is what their relationship was as two families, that's why it's so strange to us. But the truth of the matter is, girl, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Marcus is a grown-ass man. Marcus is, 35 years old. Marcus closer than 40 than 18. People keep asking people keep wanting to know what Scotty got to say. Scotty can't say shit. As much dick throwing as Scotty was doing when he was with Larsa, that's how I know Larsa, he wasn't screwing Larsa no 4 times a week. Scotty ain't got that much power behind his dick. That's a lot of sex. To be having sex with your wife 4 times a week and out here fucking hoes? Girl, no, I don't believe it. Scotty can't say, like, Larsa don't owe Scotty nothing. She really don't. The only people that she probably would be concerned about are her children. And probably even her son, because her son is now playing basketball with Malik Beasley. We'll get into that in a little bit. But Larsa don't owe Scotty nothing. She don't have to explain shit to Scotty. And the truth of the matter is her kids are old enough to the point where quiet as it's kept, she doesn't really even need to communicate with Scotty. Maybe, because her kids, maybe, what's the son who plays for the LA Lakers? Oh, I don't know. She'll probably have to communicate with him from time to time because they also still have an underage daughter. But other than that, girl, the daughter is 13, 14? Don't nobody care what Scotty got to say about what Larsa doing? Nobody. And that's just the truth. That's how I look at it. Now, I'm going to get into Larsa in a little bit, though. Don't get it twisted. Does Larsa hit below the belt? Larsa ain't really said nothing that make... This is the thing. Has Larsa said something... Like, the stuff that Larsa says, would it, like... Could she keep up with the girls on Potomac in Atlanta? No. Do you know what I'm saying? But she still does enough on this show to the point where, girl, I feel like somebody needs to check Larsa, right? Larsa does things that, like, for example, like, this is the thing. Like, when she said the stuff about Nicole screwing all the doctors in the hospital, I remember that episode. And I remember me saying, because I didn't review that episode, I remember saying, oh, I bet you Nicole probably did fuck at least one person in the hospital. I said that. Because usually how those rumors get started in my head is like, it's usually one, and then when somebody find out you had sex with somebody, like with another doctor, then, girl, by the time we get to the next person, it's 3, then the next person, girl, it's 7, then the next person, girl, you done screw, girl, one of the nurses, then the next thing, you done screw, girl, even the janitor, and then, girl, by the time I done got the Larsa 3 years down the line, girl, 2 years down the line, girl, you done screwed the whole hospital. But I bet you Nicole did have sex with one person at that hospital, at least one. And then come to find out, Nicole did say that she was, I guess, was in a relationship or just had sex. I don't remember, girl. But it was one doctor, not the whole hospital. But even with that being said, with Larsa saying that could be damaging to Nicole and her profession and her job, right? Because it's like, girl, now this woman is on TV basically saying you done screwed the whole hospital. Y'all know people be watching these shows. Y'all know people watch these shows. Lisa, they talk about Lisa and her mortgage. Lisa didn't have no control in that Lisa didn't have no control in that marriage. Lisa literally was just a trophy. That's it. She basically said she lied about, what did she say she lied about? Oh, about renting out her house. To me, I said this, I think at the beginning of the season when I was reviewing the show. I think that's a flex. I do. I'm sorry. Even if you don't necessarily need the money, I think it's a flex to have for people to say, "I want to rent your house out for the weekend and pay you $40,000." Girl, what? Like that's how sickening your house has to be for someone to want to rent it out for the weekend. Girl, I feel like that's sickening to me. Um, but Andy says, raise your hands if you have a mortgage. Everybody raise their hands because, like, again, most people have mortgages, right? Um, he says, I have several. I said, come on for the flex. Didn't nobody ask you that, Andy. Um, Larsa exposing that Julia kissed somebody on TV. See, this is the thing. Oh, I'm yawning. I need some coffee. See, this is the thing. They are filming a reality show. So everything can't be discussed off camera. But just kind of like in Candace's case from Real Housewives of Potomac. The problem is y'all be thinking these people are y'all friends. And the truth is, if somebody is your friend, you would not expect them to sit here and spill your tea on TV because it could affect your marriage. So they use the word friends, girl, like they wipe their ass, right? Like they just say it all the time. And it's like, Julia and Larsa are not friends because the truth of the matter is, Julia, you don't do that to a friend. Like, I'm not gonna say, like, if I knew my friend was out here in these streets tongue kissing another man, I'm not gonna say to my sister on TV, girl, they say he was out here kissing another man, knowing he married. You see what I'm saying? Now, would that be a conversation we probably had off camera? Yes, because that's what friends do. So the point I'm trying to make is I think they need to get to a point where they realize that, girl, these people are not your friends. It took Candace, girl, 5 seasons for her to learn Giselle is not your friend. Girl, Julie gonna have to realize that, girl, Larsa is not your friend because the truth of the matter is that could have affected your marriage. So if Julia was out here in these streets, girl, throwing cat everywhere, girl, regardless if you think it's right or wrong, girl, if that's your friend, you don't want to just put her business out there on blast like that. You see what I'm saying? Um, Larsa. Larsa says, I have real jobs, not like you, putting people to sleep. Larsa just told this doctor that I have real jobs, not like you putting people to sleep. Girl, and this is no tea, no shade. See, this is the stuff that gets some of us in trouble, including me, because I think that when I say certain things, it could hit other folks. Other folks may get caught in the crossfire. But I'm really talking about one specific person, Larsa. Girl, at the end of the day, you sell feet on OnlyFans for $5 a pop. Now, you doing your thing because clearly you said you bought your condo with your own money and not the money you got from your divorce settlement. So I'm not mad at Larsa for being able to capitalize off of her body, off of her feet, and bring in, a good amount of money from OnlyFans. But the truth of the matter is, girl, you hoeing on OnlyFans. Girl, you sell Pandora jewelry, girl. Girl, no tea, no shade. Girl, you got a line of Pandora jewelry. Girl, you hoeing on OnlyFans, and you just said that this doctor who is pretty much the gatekeeper of life and death. Girl. Girl, what she do ain't about shit. Let her put you on the bitch. Okay? I bet you'll let her know then, girl. Because, girl, the truth of the matter is, your life is in Nicole's hands. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that the job? What is she? What is she? An anesthesiologist, right? Who is this? Girl, y'all be sending me too much stuff. Not y'all. Girl, why they ain't showing me my let me anyway, child. But like Larsa, like Larsa, I was like Larsa really, 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 really think that like she is like top notch. Can't nobody mess with her. Like we're gonna have to call a thing a thing. Larsa, you fucked your way into money. I'm not mad at nobody for marrying for security. I'm not. I think you should. Marry a rich man if you can get him. So when you get a divorce, you can take half his money. No, because I'm really not mad at any woman or any man for marrying for security. I'm not. But we also not gonna sit here and act like, girl, you were just born into wealth because you were not. Girl, you fucked your way to the bag. You got a divorce. You got half of the money, right? You bought a body. So therefore you could use that body to make more money. Let's just call a thing a thing. You got a couple of businesses on the side, selling Pandora jewelry. What? She probably got a Teespring account. I don't know. But you're not gonna sit here. I hate to say it, and this is not to put anybody down, but like, girl, we're not gonna sit here and start to like act like what me and you and even Larsa doing is on the same level as a doctor. Girl, especially that kind of doctor. Girl. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, we have to start calling some stuff, like, we have to just call. I just feel like on some stuff we have to just call it for what it is. I come down to the YouTube, I talk about mess. I do think that I say things that are important sometimes, right? I do think that, you know, I feel like I can eventually make a change through, you know, I feel like I could be an influencer one day. But girl, at the end of the day, girl, I still can't be telling no doctor. Girl, what do I sound like telling the doctor? Girl, I got businesses. Girl, I have a successful YouTube page. Girl, all you do is put people to sleep. You see how crazy that sounds crazy. Girl, like Larsa, you sound absolutely ludicrous. You really do. Like Larsa really, really thinks that she's that girl. And I'm not mad at anybody for thinking that they're that girl, but you're not that girl like that over here. Like, you cannot compare what you do to what Nicole does. Larsa, I said, baby, Larsa is crazy as hell. Larsa's still mad. Let me say this about Larsa, too. Larsa, you feel because you're Larsa Pippen that you shouldn't be treated like regular folk. Let's just call a thing a thing. Because I don't think there's anything wrong with Nicole did when she said she didn't want that heifer in her house until she kind of knew who she was. But Larsa don't like that because Larsa feel like she's getting regular folk treatment. Like, how dare you say that you don't want me in your home? Like, you don't know who I am. Girl, I don't know you. I know your name is Larsa Pippen, but girl, I don't know your energy like that, okay? So once I'm around you a couple of times, I might then say, oh, girl, you want to come to the house? But before that, girl, you're not stepping foot. Girl, you're not even going to know what side of town I live on. You damn sure ain't going to know my address, and you damn sure can't walk to the front door, okay? So that's the problem with Larsa. Larsa, again, she on the scale of self importance, girl, she is like number 11 on the scale from 1 to 10. Like I said, girl, I don't have no issue with Larsa. You know, Larsa is kind of a Kiki to me, but we're gonna have to call a thing. Even with me still liking Larsa, like, girl, you do a lot. Girl, you do a lot. Girl, you the type of person where, girl, I would have to get down and dirty with you, girl. Not me. I'm just saying if I was one of the girls on the cast. Like, you sitting here calling Nicole a home wrecker. Then Nicole said, girl, you was messing with Malik Beasley. Here go Larsa lying again. Another lie. Talking about Malik Beasley is not married. That's public knowledge. Yes, he is. Matter of fact, and this is true tea. Girl, matter of fact, him and his wife just had another baby. Remember all that mess that was going on between Malik, the wife, and Larsa? The wife got back with Malik. They just had another baby probably like last year sometime. This is their second baby, second child together. And Larsa sitting on TV talking about, girl, they're not married, that's public knowledge. Baby, the way I would have wore Larsa out. Larsa, you're not gonna sit up here and tell me nothing about being on home record when you around here throwing cooch to everybody. including the nigga in the back used to change his diaper. You have to say shit like that to Larsa. I'm sorry, Larsa is the type of person where, girl, you have to like go there with Larsa and just spit out shit, girl, hoping that it stick, right? Girl, the nigga in the back who you fucking used to change his diaper and everybody know it. While you worried about me and what's going on over here, you need to be worried about your daughter growing up to be just like you. Bitch, I'm the one who's gonna bring the kids into it. You think you bring it up, you think Anthony was mad, girl, you're really gonna be mad. You need to set a better example for your daughter. Because you're doing a piss poor job, mama. Just around here just throwing cooch to everybody. You know your daughter's seeing you, right? Girl. Larsa, you would have to really go there with Larsa. You really would. Because Larsa got some nerve. Baby, Larsa, you got some... Girl, I don't know if Larsa watch YouTube reviews or not. But Larsa, girl, you got some nerve, girl. You really do. Can't nobody who every time I look up, girl, you're holding hands with some nigga walking through the mall, holding hands, girl, with Lil Michael. Girl, you can't say shit to me. Nothing. Anthony was mad because Larsa basically called the little boy a bastard. Larsa is stuck on it's the truth, kinda. I mean, girl, listen. I mean, because she said that she wasn't judging Nicole. Remember she said last season, I didn't judge you on having a baby out of wedlock? I guess Anthony didn't like that. So Anthony been having an issue. I mean, girl, I don't know, girl. The truth of the matter is, girl, y'all did have a baby out of wedlock. That's what I'm saying. Like, even though it might be an asshole thing to say, you could be an asshole and still be telling the truth. Was Larsa an asshole for saying that? Maybe so. But was she not telling the truth? She was telling the truth. I mean, by the definition, I mean, a lot of us are bastards. Including me. I'm just saying, like, girl, like, you know, so it's like, I don't know, girl. Was Lisa blindsided? I don't think Lisa was blindsided. I think Lisa has been trying her hardest to act like her reality was not her reality. That's what I think. I think Lisa has been trying her hardest to make sure that maybe if I lose 5 extra pounds, Lisa, don't lose on my weight. If I lose 5 extra pounds, that maybe Lenny will come around. Maybe if I, have a home cooked meal, well, pretend that I cooked it, but have a home cooked meal when he gets home, maybe he'll, start to come around. But I don't think Lisa was blindsided. I don't. I think once Lisa really, really sits back and really thinks about how it got to this place, Lisa's gonna say, "Ooh, girl, I have been kind of living in my own world and not really wanting to face the reality that my marriage has been a hot ass mess and pretty much has been over for probably, girl, years and years and years." Her and Lenny really didn't have sex like that for at least a couple of months leading up to, I guess, the separation. Even before then, she said they might have sex once every 2 weeks. Once every. Anyway, child. Kiki, I did look at Kiki sideways. Kiki. Now, Kiki did say the second time, because I watched the episode twice, Kiki did say that she really didn't know Lisa like that when she was being invited to Lisa's house. Bitch, Lisa had a Halloween. This is what I'm saying. Like, this shit is so confusing. Lisa had a Halloween party, y'all. And, girl, she said it was 600 people. So, even though her and Lenny are not together, Lenny still wanted to throw a Halloween party. And 600. Girl, do you know how much square footage you got to have for 600 people to be able to move around and not be bumping? Like, Lenny and Lisa have a big ass house. 600 people, girl, you can probably, let me look at my apartment. Girl, you probably about, you probably fit about 8 people in here comfortably. I said comfortably. 6. Okay. Comfortably. Girl, so you got 600? I said, girl. But Kiki said, I did side eye Kiki because Kiki was basically saying that she knew that Lenny was community dick. So it's like, I get it. Let's listen to me. On one hand, it's like y'all always tell people to stay out of married folks' business. That's y'all favorite thing. You're not married. Y'all don't understand marriage. You know, Kiki being a single woman. Whenever somebody's single, y'all favorite line is to stay out of married folks' business. You're not married. You ain't got no man. You don't know. So I can get why Kiki could be like, well, bitch, I'm not getting into that because they ain't got nothing to do with me. That's that lady's marriage. She probably already know, girl, I'm just here for the drinks and finger foods. But then it's also like, girl, even if you really didn't know Lisa like that to begin with, you were just kind of being invited to her parties through like a friend, like, oh, girl, it's this girl who having a party. You want to come with me? Oh, yeah, I gotta come, right? At some point, like, when do you tell her? Y'all hanging out? When do you say, girl, I didn't want to say anything because that really wasn't my place to say because I didn't think we really had that type of relationship. But I have heard, um, you know, rumors of Lenny out here in these streets. And there are a couple of girls who told me that before we got to know each other, right, that they had sex with someone named Lenny. And then when I met you, I was like, oh my God, this is the guy they're talking about. I don't know how it happened, but that's how I'm in my head. That's what I'm thinking happened. But at some point, it's like, does Kiki have some type of responsibility to Nicole to let her know, girl, yeah, I did hear your man been in these streets, girl. But a lot of this I heard prior to me even getting to know you. I just didn't know how to say it, right? But once you came out and said that he was cheating on you, then that I felt more comfortable to say, girl, yes, and this is what I heard from back in the day too. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but I was side-eyeing Kiki at first, and I thought about it like, girl, we don't really want to get into y'all shit because if we do, then we single, we bitter, we ain't got no man, stay out of married folk business. Y'all know how I go. Julia says Nicole is the one that she trusts the most. And that was pretty much it, girl. Let me make sure that's it. Gertie, 3%. Larsa don't need to care. Larsa face. Raining, girl. I thought it was sad when Julia said that she would give anything to have the dinner for 2 now. Okay. All right, y'all. That's it. This review was too damn long. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.